It is horrible to see someone you loved, cared about, go into this shell of a person that sits there and looks like your mum, your dad, your grandma, granddad, become empty. Empty of what you remember. The person that laughed and joked. The person that looked after you when you were a child. It's heartbreaking. And there isn't a damn thing you can do. Just love them and take care of them. My name is Carol Stanley. I'm a retired nurse. I have had, both my parents have had dementia. I nursed them for a while on my own before they went into a nursing home. With my stepfather, he was such a very well-dressed man. He liked clothes, he liked good quality clothes. To go from this man that was always clean, tidy, a dapper man, into someone I had to take upstairs and clean, who would have been absolutely mortified had he known, who got through all the muck and bullets of the Second World War, and to get to that stage of life, I think is horrendous. And it's horrendous to watch. My stepfather developed it very quickly. Would wander, just go off and wander anywhere. I got home from work one night and we had to call the police to find him. If we went and fetched him back with my husband, sometimes he'd go back to the war. He was fighting, get underneath, look at all my pals killed. But when he got back into a social environment and a district that he knew, he'd calm down, oh, we're home now. And he was calm. He'd lose his temper over nothing. And yet he was always such a calm, placid, kind man. My mum had started as well, but she was coping better. But she couldn't cope with Albert, so I would go round every day and help to see what we could do. Then eventually social services came in and we got carers coming in. The honesty with me deteriorated as time went by. To turn around and tell my mum in later life that Albert, my stepfather, was no longer around, and she'd say, well, when did he go and what happened? And it's disturbing for both you and the person who has the dementia. To say your husband died a year ago, don't you remember the funeral? It's terrible because it's bad for both of you. So in the end, I ended up lying and saying, oh, he's fine, Mum. He's gone out for a bit. I do feel guilty in a way, because maybe if I'd have picked the signs up earlier, I could have got help in earlier, and maybe it would have delayed it a bit. I also think that I let them down with not picking it up. The only thing I can answer to that is to say that when you're working and you've got a family and you're running around and chasing things up, you don't pick it up straight away. And of course then when it does get into dementia, then you think, oh yes, I remember that and I remember that and I remember that. And then you get the, well, I should have noticed. And I think that's very difficult, and it can be quite upsetting. I do worry about getting dementia. At the moment, I can't always remember things. And a couple of minutes later, it sort of surfaces up and I remember what I mean. If I seriously thought I was going to get dementia, I think I would probably end it. I don't want to put my children through what my mum put me through, because I looked after them for 2 years before Albert went in home first, and eventually my mum went in home. And I had 2 years of looking after them, of having phone calls at 3 o'clock in the morning, what time is it? Of having a phone call at 5 and 6, I'm on the floor. Or the next door neighbour, your mum's banging on the wall because she couldn't get up. And I don't resent it, I don't regret it, but I don't want my girls to do it for me because I don't want to put them through it. I love my girls dearly, and I don't want them to see me like that.